Hello Capricorn, welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Moon card. This is an uncertainty. This is the idea that there are dark and scary things out there, and we sort of have a natural aversion or a fear of sort of going out into this wilderness. I think that you're someone who has been having a lot of interesting dreams lately, maybe even verging on nightmares. I think that there is just kind of a feeling of a dread, a dread of what's coming next, a dread of what is out there. We're looking at the universe as a hostile place. Maybe we can't see really. We can't see what's going to happen. It's a dark doorway. We can't really see what's in there. And maybe it's this idea too that we know we have to take that step forward, but we're a little nervous about what's waiting for us on the other side. So we need some context with this card. What is this doorway? Why are we here? And how can we step through this with confidence? I feel like something very powerful is on its way to you. Let's see what our next card is. An Eight of Pentacles. A Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Wands. The Fool. Wow. And a Knight of Swords in the future position, which to me feels as if this is your very brave, very courageous decision to go through this doorway. This is a divine doorway. Let's do quickly a divine doorway card. Patience. Well, obviously, we have an Eight of Pentacles to go with it. Everything will soon come to light, and then you will see all things will be all right. I think that is really something. That's really kind of perfect, right? Because we had the Eight of Pentacles too. And that said, hey, let's be patient. Let's focus on the details. Let's do what we need to do. Let's pay attention, right? Let's, the future, the Moon card, the future's uncertain. We don't know what's coming, right? I think Spirit with our Fool and our Wheel of Fortune, I think Spirit's saying something awesome, something truly amazing is on its way to you. But don't take my word for it, right? We've got to step forward into the future and see what it is for ourselves. And that's the thing about the Moon card. We're not going to know until we go. We're not going to know what's in there until we use our light, the light of our own consciousness, and we step forward into the unknown and claim whatever it is that's coming our way. I think it is a powerful force on its way to you. What exactly it's going to look like, I don't know. But I do know that it's going to help. It's going to help you in your sort of desired plans, your path in life. I think it's going to be some really good luck. I think it's going to be a lot of serendipity. I think you're getting to the top of the wheel. I think it's going to be wonderful. I think it really is going to be amazing. It's going to expand your life. It is going to lead to more freedom. It's going to lead to more opportunities. It's going to open doors for you. Right now, we're in this Moon energy. We don't know what's in that dark, scary forest, and I don't want to go find out. I'm kind of scared. I think Spirit is here to tell us to just be patient, Be calm, take it one step at a time, and as you slowly and cautiously step into this dark, scary forest, your eyes will adjust, your light will shine, and you'll see everything that's around you is not hostile. It is there to support you. Sometimes we're in this card and we're sort of waiting. It's like we're in a nightmare and we're just waiting for something. We're in a haunted house, one of these Halloween things. And we're just waiting for something to jump out at us. And even though we know something's going to jump out at us, we're still going to kind of scream and jump when it happens. We're still going to flinch and react, And that's normal, right? There's uncertainty in life. We never know what the next moment is going to hold for us. We could try to predict it and say, I know with relative certainty that the sun will rise sometime in the next 24 hours. But philosophically speaking, I cannot be 100% sure of anything. Not even that. I'd be willing to bet on that. I'm not a gambling man, but I'd be willing to bet on the sun rising. But generally in life, we don't know. This is that part of the fool's journey where the fool is confronting his fears. In this part of the quest where it's like I have to go and face all those things that I'm afraid of. I have to face my fear of the unknown. I have to face my fear of fear. If I want to get down here to this gold mine, to this real jackpot, to this real expansive, prosperous Jupiter energy, and you're doing so with patience, caution, and attention to detail. But if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Yeah. Let's finish up with our cards. Let's put the rest of our cards on the table here. We have a 10 of Wands, 2 of Swords, the High Priestess. Very good. Maybe Empress? Hierophant. Okay. The Hierophant is the one who knows, right? The Hierophant is one that has been through the dark, scary forest and says, I've been there. I've done that. I can help you. I know the way. I've seen it before, And I think that you're going to become that Hierophant. You're going to become someone that says, look, I've been through the nightmare. I'm familiar with the landscape. I've been through the inferno, I can show you the way if you need me to. I'm at least here to answer questions. If you need any help along the way, let me know, I think perhaps this is also, it could be an indication that there is a very important teacher that's going to be entering your life. That's going to help you to navigate these fears and this sense of stepping into the unknown and what comes next for you. I think that's part of this amazing energy that's on its way to you. But I feel like that amazing energy is more about this, the prosperity, the flourishing, the thriving, the profit and expansion of life. I think that a lot of green lights are going to start appearing in your life. Okay? I think that you're destined for a lot of success and prosperity. It's Jupiter energy. And it's down beneath the surface. It's kind of like we have to work for it. We got to dig for this. We got to work hard. We see that with the 7 of Wands here, but also with the 10 of Wands. Well, let's select our mystery card, our bonus card, our confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. I'm going to set it down right here with our little sea turtle friend. Now we're not going to look at that card until the very end. We'll tie everything together and give us our confirmation, but if you have a prediction for that card, please leave something in the comments. Use your intuition. I think we're being instructed to do that more. Okay? I think that the High Priestess here in the position of this is what we have to this is the obstacle. This is the great river we have to cross. Trusting in ourselves. If we're going to master this life, we've got to trust in our intuition. We've got to cross that river. We've got to go through this dark, scary forest. We've got to enter into this phase of the fool's journey. And only there will we find the true value of life, the true prosperity. So I think you're really faced with this, with kind of an unknown in life right now. And maybe we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know what the rest of our life's going to be like. I don't know where this job is going. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know, there's a lot of unknowns. And I think it's very much this existential dread, where it's like, I can't see the future of this path, this job, this relationship, career, the spiritual path, the creative path, any of these things, all of it, all of life generally. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And how do I now? I think we're in that moment where it really is this fundamental sort of almost terror that we sometimes feel. Okay? Where it feels like the world is hostile. And it feels like if I go to work, it's hostile. Even my friends, family, everything is sort of out to get me. At any moment, something's going to jump out at me, right? I heard a story of somebody that doesn't like wearing ties out in public because they're afraid that somebody could grab it and choke them out with their tie, And I said, well, yeah, I guess that's a point. Somebody could, But that really is assuming that every step we take, there's danger there. Every step we take, there's a boogeyman hiding behind every corner, and maybe there is, But if we live our life in that way, then I think the fool is really not as free as we thought. The fool is not that sort of light and playful sort of energy that we think it is. If it is going through life with this expectation of disaster around every corner, that there's a monster hiding in every bush and every sewer, This is at the top of your path here. That's the energy that we're trying to invoke. And that's a freedom, that's a lightheartedness, that's just kind of a dancing and playful energy. And that's kind of there's a lack of self-confidence, not self-confidence, no, not self-confidence. There's a lack of not self-awareness, there's a lack of self-importance in the fool. Self-consciousness maybe, right, is just sort of not aware of themselves, not considering themselves in this situation. Still very aware, still very, can look at everything and see everything and take in the information. But not in this self-important way that is kind of like, in every situation I have to consider my thoughts and feelings and it gives us that anxiety, it gives us that fear. It's kind of like, it's the Wile E. Coyote syndrome. As soon as Wile E. Coyote is aware of what he's doing, falls flat, right? Running across the ravine in midair, right? Defying gravity, floating through the air. As soon as Wile E. Coyote stops and looks around, realizes what they're doing, we fall. Splat, right? And so we take out that element of sort of self-consciousness or that self-importance. And we don't consider ourselves. We're just doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're doing what we need to do. We're trying to stay in the flow. Yeah. And the fool is open to every possibility. The fool is saying, yeah, I'll go do this, I'll go do that, I'll go from one thing to the next. The fool's a little naive, maybe. Because the fool is not anticipating a monster anywhere. He doesn't even really The thought never even crosses the fool's mind that there's no thoughts in there. It's air. It's just pure, expansive air energy. The fool wants to do everything. Has no concept of monster. So it doesn't know that it should be perhaps watching out for monsters around the corners. We don't want to go the opposite way, where then it's like, then there's a monster in every corner. There's a demon hiding in every trash can, you know. So we like the fool energy, but there has to be a balance somewhere, right? We don't want to be all fool, but then we also don't want to be all fear either. We don't want to be afraid of our own shadow. Well, if the fool is fully illumined by the sun, there really is no shadow. We can see the monsters coming, and we can react and deal with them in a very, very energetic and quick way. We've got to have patience with ourselves right now. Right now, that's the name of the game, patience. So we've got our major arcana. Trusting yourself and trusting in the teachers, or a very particular teacher that's entering your life. You will find this prosperity. You will find the universe is working in your favor. You're attracting positive things to you. Right? The universe does not have to be hostile. The universe can be supportive. It can help you to grow and achieve your goals. But fear is that thing that we have to overcome, and it's going to take time, patience, and diligent work. 7 of Wands in the background here. You've been through a lot in your life. The 7 of Wands is a fighting energy, and this is kind of a fight that we are going to lose. Sometimes we got to get our butts kicked, you know. I can think of a recent fight that I saw on TV that I kind of think one of them needs to get their butt kicked. But I don't, you know, I'm not the one to do it, obviously, not my profession. But sometimes we've got to get humbled by life, you know. And I think that you've been through fights before. You've fought and won. You've got your butt kicked. Puts things into perspective a little bit. We know that we can't win every fight, right? And we shouldn't expect to. And so this is part of your personal history and your experience. So knowing in this moon energy, knowing in this dark, scary forest, that, yeah, there may be things in here we got to fight. We may enter into this situation, we may lose. There may be battles that we will win, battles that we will lose, but you have experience doing that. So it's kind of like, you know, the more times you lose the fight, it's kind of like the more you're able to win, the more you're able to prevent those losses, defeats. And the stronger you get because you have those experiences. You know what doesn't work. Right? So I feel like it kind of makes you a better fighter, having lost a little bit, here and there at least, you know. And especially if someone is undefeated, when they do finally get defeated, they're not going to know how to handle that. And then they're going to be so devastated, they're not going to want to ever go back into that dark, scary forest again. Then the world becomes hostile. Then it becomes, you know, it's someone that has that confidence. They've gone through all these great experiences. They've had nothing but wins in their life over and over and over again. When they first lose, whether it's in a sporting event or a business or whatever it is, when they first have that experience of losing, they are laid low. And then the world becomes a very dark and scary place. And we do not want to set foot in there ever again. It's like someone who falls off the horse for the first time and they just, I can't be around horses anymore. I know people that have, when they were young, they had an experience falling into a pool. And in their mind, I wasn't there, I don't know, but in their mind, in their recollection, they almost died. It was devastating. And now it's just like, pools are dangerous. I'm not going near a pool. I'm not going to go to your house if you have a pool. I don't want to be around water that's deeper than a foot or two. I mean, it's very serious for them. Okay. And I think that's one of the reasons why they say, look, you got to get back on the horse right away. And I think you've done that. I think that you've had those experiences of wins and losses. You know how to handle defeat. You know how to push through those challenging situations where the only thing you can really hope for is to mitigate the losses. Right? And that's the Seven of Wands energy anyway. Now the Knight of Swords in the future position, I think that is really a very very motivated decision making, right? It's fire and air. This is the ability to sort of react and respond to situations in a very intuitive way, in a very decisive way, where we're not lingering. You're in a boxing ring, right? You don't have time to really sit there and think, okay, so there's a fist coming at me. Okay, what should I do? Let me think about it. No, you just got to bob and weave. You got to do your thing. We got to trust that the will and the mind are sort of working in this really kind of automatic, almost an unconscious kind of way. Well, there's no self-importance there. There's no consideration. There's no deliberation. It's just I'm in the moment, and you're reacting and responding, and you're doing what you need to do. And I think this is a good blend of our Fool energy and maybe even the Hierophant energy. It's this training, excuse me, it's like this training, this education, this practice, and then the blotting out of personal consideration. Almost it's almost a Zen. You're still conscious, you're still doing it, you're still taking in information and reacting to it. You're still a conscious organism. But the consciousness of yourself is like we're not seeing ourselves that I am here in this situation doing this. I'm freaking out, there's a fist coming toward me. No, that you're just bobbing and weaving, you're doing what you need to do. Combination between the sort of technical skill and just that talent, the ability to be in the moment and be in the flow. Despite how downright scary it is. I couldn't imagine being in a ring with either Tyson or Jake Paul. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't care how much money you offer me. Go ahead and try. I'm not going to do it. Because I know how that's going to go down, right? And that's just the thing, though. We don't always know how things are going to go down. I think we need to be as reasonable about life as possible. Again, back to the sort of me betting on the sun rising. I'm 99.9999% sure that I'd get my butt kicked in the boxing ring. And therefore, I'm willing to bet that I'm not going to do it. That it wouldn't work out for me. Well, maybe, what if it's 50-50, right? Well, then, different story. So I think that we're dealing with life that is uncertain in that way. And if you assume that everything is going to be 99.99999% against you, if the odds are that heavy against you, you're going to end up really not doing anything. Not going to go into that moon energy. And that's sort of a Seven of Wands too, where there's the odds that are against us. And this is something that I'm not going to bet on it. There's too high a probability that it's not going to turn out my way. Okay. But the problem is when we start looking at life that way, the odds are against me. It's not going to turn out my way, therefore I'm not going to invest in it. I'm not going to do the thing. So the Patience and the Eight of Pentacles is sort of a gradual building up of this confidence, the gradual building up of this this ability to approach life in this different way other than this moon energy. It could be that you're preparing for something, a big thing, like maybe you are doing some kind of competitive sports, contact sports or something. But the Patience is a gradual building up. Okay, it's steady growth. We're re-engaging with life, maybe a little bit at a time, until we sort of get this perspective back, where we're not looking at the universe as being absolutely hostile. We're not looking at it like the odds are against me, therefore I'm not going to invest in life, And now we're going to talk about that in the Path of the Serpent. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free, right? Smash the like button, subscribe. It helps me out. I appreciate it. Okay. The 10 of Wands is your general energy. Maximum effort. It's kind of saying, I'm all in. Even when there's no certainty, even when I'm faced with this dark doorway, this dark, scary forest, I'm all in. Yeah. Because it's either the universe is hostile and I got no choice but to go 100% pedal to the metal to face it, right? Or maybe the universe isn't all hostile. Maybe the odds aren't, 100 to 1 against me. Maybe it's 50-50, right? I'm going to give it everything I've got because you know what? There's a chance. And so either way, we're sort of kicking up we're kicking life into full gear. And I think that I still feel that there's something amazing really on its way to you. And there's going to be a fear attached to it that's going to make you feel like there's no way. I can't do it, right? It may even be the 10 of Wands is this feeling of the weight, that this energy that's coming into your life is going to be so great that it's going to feel so heavy that we're going to not want to do it, And maybe it's just because maybe a little of this too good to be true energy, but really I feel like it's such a big opportunity, it's such a big blessing, it's just this great, special, amazing energy that we're almost going to feel that we're not going to be able to handle it, or that it's not going to turn out in our favor, or that we're not, in some ways, we're not strong enough to claim it. Does that make sense? Because there's a fear. And the fear, the moon card, is sort of an insecurity. It's kind of like we get this big, huge dream come true blessing, and we almost think it's our worst nightmare. And the 10 of Wands then becomes someone who doesn't want any of these really, really big opportunities in life, sort of rejects all of these really big, amazing things. Maybe because it's a big responsibility, now I got to live up to it, or, we don't want the fortune and fame because then there's all these other things attached to it, and it's a super big risk. Or we don't want to have to be the one to maintain it. We don't want to have to live up to the stature, right, of that energy. And we got to build ourselves up to be equal to it. Okay. And so sometimes the 10 of Wands feels like we're kind of crushed under the weight of something, even if it's something good. Even if it's something that really is a miracle and a blessing. And I think this really amazing fortune, it's kind of like you win $1 million. It's like, oh no, that's terrible, And I know it doesn't sound logical, right? You're saying, what? No way, give me $1 million. I'll show you how I can live up to it. But it's the feeling of having all that responsibility, and it's almost causing anxiety and fear about the future. Suddenly you got $1 million. What do I got to do? I got to pay taxes somewhere, right? What do I spend it on? What do I invest on it? People are going to come try to take it from me. There's all these worries, There's all these words. And maybe this fundamental worry that says, it must be a mistake. Oh no, I'm going to get in trouble for it. Oh no, something really, really bad's going to happen. We get into that mode. We got a Two of Swords in the environment in terms of your relationships. The way you are relating to the world. Two of Swords is a card called peace. It's peace of mind. This is the energy that's going to let you sleep at night. Okay? And I think it really has to do with this moon energy of the High Priestess. Now, the moon card, this one, is the new moon. It is a dimming of the light. It is a waning moon. It is a diminishing of that psychic light, a closing, a narrowing of the psychic aperture. Closure, right? Darkness. This is a waxing moon, a full moon, a widening of the psychic aperture. We're taking in more and more light. And that is indicated as well by the Two of Swords because of this little crescent moon at the top. It's telling you that your mental energy, your mind, is going to be stuck in this fear thing. We're going to be deliberating about it. We're going to be worrying about it. It's going to be all bad. What we got to do is sort of bypass that worrisome mind and invoke the intuition, that little lunar crescent at the top of the Two of Swords. You see that? Showing us the way. The way is through the intuition, trusting in spirit, trusting in yourself, trusting in your own higher light, your own divine consciousness, your own spiritual perception, right? And it leads us right up here to this High Priestess, as this our river card. It's the great river we have to cross, that river of intuition. We've got to trust in ourselves and our intuition and our own psychic light. If we're going to become the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is the one who knows. The Hierophant is a person of knowledge that cannot see the future, but in a way sort of can. The Hierophant is the one that has the experience, that has been through it, so now is a capable teacher or a guide. Okay? In some ways, we have the Hierophant as the external wisdom, right? Wisdom coming from outside, and the High Priestess is wisdom coming from inside. And I think that's why there is this, a very important teacher is coming into your life very soon. Okay? And it may be that teacher that is going to help you to tap into your intuition and learn how to trust it more. And then eventually you will take the place of the Hierophant, and it will be then your privilege to teach others and show others the way. Okay? In the dark, scary forest, that's where you will meet the Hierophant. That's where you will become. You will undergo your training, right, to become the Hierophant. The Hierophant isn't in control of all the dark, scary forces, but is sort of friends with them. Knows how to get along with them, knows how to appeal to them, and knows how to navigate that kind of life. He's a teacher in all practical interpretations. It's someone who knows more than you and therefore can instruct you. Maybe your higher self. But I feel that there is a very important teacher on their way to you. Now, I want to look at our mystery card here. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments. Well, let's see. What we have the major. We got fire. We don't have any water. We got air. We got a little bit of earth. I think we probably need some water. We need a little bit of joy, a little bit of comfort. Maybe we need a 4 of cups, a 6 of cups, 9 of cups. We need something to show us that things are going to be okay. We need a little bit of the love and joy. We need a big hug from the universe. so that we don't wake up every morning thinking that the world or the universe is this hostile place. We need an Empress card. That's what we need. Well, let's see what we have. Well, Three of Cups. Well, that's good. Because this, I think, is finding joy. Finding that there is a lot of potential for love and joy and comfort, right? And bliss and celebration and appreciation and, sort of partnership, intimacy, right? That we're able to share our lives with people, share our joys, share our fears, share our burdens, share our wins and our losses with other people as a way to understand and really viscerally feel like we're all in this together. It's great, something I say every day, intellectual energy, but if you really feel it, it gives us courage. If we really understand that there are other people out here just as scared as we are, struggling just as much as we are, looking for guidance as we are, we feel a sense of kinship, sense of family. We're all in this dark, scary forest together. And we can have some fun. We can make a campfire. We can sing songs and roast marshmallows. Tell some ghost stories. We can connect with other people and network our emotional lives. Build up a support system. That's the idea. Yeah. I think a lot of amazing things are on their way to you, Capricorn. And I felt that there was an urgent need for this reading today. I wasn't going to do it, but I feel like I've been giving you a lot of readings lately, and something was telling me, there's something else that needs to be said here. So I'm glad we did this. All right, now we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Capricorn, usually Thursdays and Sundays. This is special update. Okay. Be sure to watch all of your readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Smash the like button. Yeah. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. I want you to know, right, that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I truly love you. And we are truly all in this together.